T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers review, and today we're going to be taking a look at Junkion Blacksmith 03, Earth Commander, and Junkion Blacksmith 05, Destruction Lord, which is Ultra Magnus as a headmaster and Megatron as a headmaster. The box is very similar to the old ones. All it does is show you the various modes they go in. What's cool about these guys over their previous incarnations is that they have a couple extra little accessories. So let's look at the figures here. Here I've got Ultra Magnus and Destruction Lord. Let's zoom in here so you can see, because the robots are actually kind of cool looking little representations of Ultra Magnus and Megatron. Focus. There we go. So it's a pretty decent looking little representation. Obviously you don't have the white stacks on Ultra Magnus, but hey, he's got some pretty decent paint detail. And Megatron's got a little bit of a fat face, but nothing much. I really like the shins on Ultra Magnus, which have this like really nice silver that really picks up the light really nicely. Now, just for a quick size comparison here, stand up Megatron. Here he is next to Ape Face's Headmaster, and you can see that they're roughly the same size as an actual G1 Headmaster. The detailing is pretty nice. There's some real nice paint apps on this. The silver that Megatron's cast in is a good silver paint that actually makes it look like you know, it's actually metallic or something of the sort. It's not that dull Hasbro gray. Articulation, you have a little bit of arm articulation here. The legs are on ball joints, which gives quite a bit of articulation, and a ball jointed knee, so you can get the Captain Morgan's pose if you really want to. Like I said, they do come with little extra accessories. So the fusion cannon just pops right on off of Megatron, so that's kind of cool. And its feet have the missiles for his tank mode sculpted in. Ultra Magnus, he has, of course, the same arm articulation. And in fact, it looks like my arms may be upside down. Let me see. They certainly are. So the arms on this one, and this is not the first time I've heard that happening, are upside down. So all you gotta do is just pop them off sideways here, and then we'll just replace them on the proper way. Otherwise, he's not going to transform properly. And as you can see, he's also got the little shoulder missiles here. Very tiny. You can just pop right off and pop right back on. The transformation for these guys is relatively simple, as you may imagine. For Ultra Magnus, it's exactly the same as you did for Optimus Prime. And frankly, this part leaves me a little bit cold comparatively. So you take off his arm things, and you push his head down, make sure the back is covered up, and you fold this on up. Actually, I think Optimus may have had a foot twist, but there you go. There's the truck in its truck mode. And frankly, I don't think that this one works out quite as nice as the little Optimus did, but hey, whatever. It's still I guess a third little mode. Now for Megatron's alt mode, his is also super simple. You just take off his little fusion cannon, you push his head down, and you bring the feet up over the back of him. Kind of like this. And he's now a tank. There's really nothing too major about this. It's just a little strange looking tank. You got the little treads and whoops, nothing much. Now the only places you can put the fusion cannon on Megatron are unfortunately on the sides of the tank if you wanted to store him there. So it would have been nice if there was like one more clip, you know, somewhere up here or something that you could place it in. But the best you can really kind of manage is to sit it between the legs, and then it just kind of looks even more strange. Ultra Magnus, of course, you could put these back in the shoulders if you really wanted. For transformation to the head mode, you take Ultra Magnus's legs, flip them down, and it's again the same as it was on the Optimus Prime version, and then flip up the headpiece here. And you got a nice looking Ultra Magnus head. You're also going to push his actual head down here because that's what's going to be your plug-in port for when you put it on a Headmaster. And Megatron, very similar. Take it, flip the legs, and then fold them down behind his head. And the ball joints are a little stiff on this one. And then flip his head up, and you got a really nice looking Megatron head sculpt. So overall, these are two really nice looking heads. Now, of course, you can also do with the accessories that they give you. Both come with one of these. I have just Megatrons here. And this is the little accessory that you can plug into the top here for any Junkion Blacksmith, and then you can give them a head of a different one. For instance, we can have Ultra Megatron, or we could have Mega Magnus. And that's just a cool little extra play feature. And I forgot to do his legs. That's okay, you get the idea. Now, there also is a blaster, or broadcaster as they call him. I have him on order, but he hasn't shown up yet, so I'll do that when he comes. Now, aside from the fusion cannons and the little accessory to plug the heads into each other, both of these guys came with one more little accessory. And that is for Megatron, this little peg here, which you can see is designed to accommodate the Headmaster with a peg on it. And for Ultra Magnus, it's a slightly bigger one with a peg on it. So, the only thing I can figure out, because I haven't actually seen it online, none of the pictures seem to show it, is if you own one of these guys, and he's missing his Optimus Prime head, the peg holes that are on these little plates are perfect to peg in the top. So you could take this little peg and put it in the top hole up here, and then you could give him an Ultra Magnus version of the Power Master Optimus Prime. So I suppose if you really wanted to work, you could make Power Master Ultra Magnus. The peg for Megatron doesn't actually fit Power Master Optimus Prime's head. So I have no clue where they intend this Megatron to actually fit on in terms of a G1 toy. So Power Master clearly is a very similar shape to the bottom of the Power Master Optimus Prime. And this one, I've got no idea, maybe a Galvatron or something that I don't own, but nothing in my collection can make use of this port. Except maybe like a fist hole. But for the final piece, I've got a ape face here. So we might as well take a look at these guys' stats. And again, you have to push down the head here to reveal the stats, or the plug-in for the stats, and you kind of have to hold them, and then you can push everything down and in place. And I've always had trouble getting these Junkion Blacksmiths to actually go in. But once you get them in, you can see that Megatron's got some pretty flat stats. Actually, only 7s all the way across. Not sure. Hopefully it's picking it up on the light. I know the purple and the black aren't a very good contrast. And for Ultra Magnus, we'll plug him in. He's looking like, because they're also flat, I'm suspecting that he's also going to have like 7s all the way across. And actually, it looks like his middle one's a little higher. He's got 6 speed, 6 intelligence, and 7 strength. So there you go. The Junkion Blacksmith, Earth Commander, and Destruction Lord. Again, if you guys know what this piece is, please let me know. Specifically for Megatron, this one is solved. And that's it. There will be a review on Friday still. I filmed that one yesterday, but I was excited to get this one out today. So, yeah. Have a good holiday, guys.